Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hey everyone. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I know I did. I'm also very exhausted from it. Hello, GH Addict. 1992. How are you doing? Ooh. I'm good. It's been a crazy weekend. Most of it being related to the Edmonton music scene. And just nostalgia. And getting to meet one of my biggest idols. Her name is Lights. She's a Canadian singer. Some people might know her. I don't know. But I've seen her so many times in concert and over like the last 18 years. And I finally got to meet her, which was crazy. Alright, but, you know. Oh, hey Allison. YouTube changed your handles, really? Weird. Hey Sandy. Like it just randomly changed it on its own? Interesting. Interesting. Well, welcome to the Monday night edition of the General Hospital After Show. I'm your host, Dion Gabriel. And obviously it's going to be a bit of a shorter one. I know it's later than usual, and it's a Monday. But I didn't want to not talk about last week because it was crazy. Obviously, Sidwell planted Dalton's dead body in Laura's car. And Laura and Sonny, I guess, are covering up. They're covering up a murder. And I feel weird about it. I mean, the first thing I want to say is Jeannie, top-notch actress. Jeannie is GH. I will say it till they close the coffin. Jeannie is so good. And just such a realistic meltdown that she performed. Maurice was right there with her. Kelly Tebow also this past week was so good in her fear. Just her complete sort of meltdown after she got back to her place. And just being so emotional with Jason and just great scenes. There was a lot of great scenes last week and great performances, I should say. Laura should have called the cops. I agree. It probably would have been a lot better. Like, I don't know what Sidwell thought he would gain by putting the body in Laura's car. Like, it would have made more sense to just, like, put the body wherever and just frame Laura for the killing. Like, or Sonny. Or make it look like both of them did it. But, like, I don't know. Just putting it in the car seems like I would just call the police to be like, there is a body in my car. I don't know how it got there. It belongs to Professor Dalton. I'm terrified. Like, you know what I mean? That would be my initial reaction. I mean, I'd be terrified, but yeah, frame Laura for his killing, but to throw it in her car? Like, I don't know. I mean, did they just expect, like, for her not to find the body, and that she would just be framed for it? Like, I don't know what Sidwell was thinking. Sonny makes more sense, yeah. But I mean, the thing is, Laura had a very upfront confrontation, and it would have played into, you know, Laura killed the guy, and Sonny covered it up for her because that's what he does. Like, it could have been an easy frame job, but like putting the body in Laura's car seems wild. But I think Sonny and Laura made it infinitely worse by getting rid of the damn body. And so far, no one really seems to suspect that he's dead. They more so expect that he fled the country because he knew he'd get got for framing a child. still saying that Laura won the election. I'm not. But that's the thing is, like, poor Charles, for, like, we know, like, for the most part, actually love Sonny. They love his coffee, so they don't really care, you know? It is what it is. I'm not surprised. But yeah, Laura and Sonny made it infinitely worse by hiding the body. So, whatever happens to them now, it's kind of on them at this point. It just seems so ridiculous. It seems so ridiculous. But I'm here for Jeannie and Maurice's performances in this. Obviously, I watched Maurice Benard's State of Mind, his podcast with Jeannie. Beautiful interview. And they seem to be very thoroughly enjoying working together in the story. They make it seem like they've never worked in a story before, but they've been in so many over the years. More so in the 90s than now, but they've always just sort of been in each other's orbit in the last 10 years because of the family connections. Lulu was married to Dante, and, you know, they share grandchildren. Like, there's just all these aspects that have constantly put them in scenes together. So, I don't know. But yeah, do you think after the storyline that Laura will still be friends with Sonny after this whole murder storyline? It depends how it pans out. Because, I mean, Laura and Sonny, they've pretty much figured it out. Like, Sidwell did this. And he did do it. Like, it's just, the proving it's going to be hard, but, like, I don't know. I think that Sonny is going to get framed for the murder, and Laura's going to have to make a choice between putting Sonny behind bars knowing that he didn't do it, or to show face, essentially, or try to find a way to figure out how to prove that Sidwell did this. And I guess the sort of what's the word I'm looking for? The sort of wild card in this is that Britt saw the murder. And, you know, her silence could get Laura and Sonny in trouble, and that would hurt Jason and Rocco. Two people that are very important to her. So I think in the end, it's going to come down to Britt. I think it's going to come down to Britt being brave enough to come forward with what Sidwell did in front of her. It was more centered on Sonny and Luke in the 90s. Yeah, but they were in storylines together. You know what I mean? I mean, Luke and Laura were together in the 90s, so it stands to reason that she was a part of a lot of their sort of stuff. And, you know, it's the mob stuff that really drove a wedge between Luke and Laura in the 90s. So, you know, Lucky got shot at one point as a kid. And, what was I going to say? Of course, Lucky dying in Sonny and Jason's sort of house where Lucky was staying. Dying, I mean. I'll never forget the scenes of Laura looking at Lucky's body and then just laying into Sonny and Jason. Do you think they will find the body? I don't think so. I mean, the mobsters generally seem to have it down packed to being able to get rid of the bodies with no one ever finding them. Angel said, you really think the cops wouldn't have arrested her for Professor Dalton's unaliving, the court of public opinion? Well, I mean, like, if she called, like, why would she, you know what I mean? Like, why would she call and say, this body was put in my trunk? You know what I mean? Like, that, like, she wouldn't just throw herself under the bus, you know what I mean? Like, it was presumed dead, yes. Sandy said, I don't think Britt will tell because Sidwell has her meds. Yeah, but she's clearly, like, on the fence about telling Jason the truth. Jason just has to kind of dig a little bit deeper. I'm not saying it's going to happen right away, but I think it's entirely possible. If she doesn't confide in Jason, she's going to confide in someone. And like the only other person I can see her confiding in maybe is Nathan, because he obviously has something to do with whatever happened to her as well. In terms of like, they probably went through the same thing. I think I forgot to mention this the last time we talked, but like, Britt did not fake her death. She was dying, and Sidwell and his people and Faison's sort of team brought her back to life with whatever medicine she's currently using now. And I'm assuming the same thing happened to Nathan at some point. So, I don't know. Hey, Money Mac. Good to see you in the chat. Today's episode was really a nothing burger besides Vaughn. That's it. Yeah, I watched the episode during my lunch break at work. And yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of exciting things. I just didn't get to talk about last week at all. So that's why I'm streaming today as opposed to yesterday, because I couldn't. More Dragon Out coming out with a whimper for November sweeps. Yeah, that's the reality. I think what we all forget is that there aren't really sweep months anymore. The sweep months haven't been a thing since like 2010, and we just kind of assume that the writers are going to always make February and November like the big, I don't know, big moments, but they don't really happen anymore during those times. Off screenplay, why she doesn't get along with Liesel. I think we're seeing Liesel tomorrow. Hey, Brooklyn. Yeah, that was the tea about Brit. She didn't choose to fake her death. That's the story she had to tell. Yeah, that I did like that plot twist. Sorry, because I was like, that is pretty low to like die in your mother's arms like that and like not and just like fake that, but it wasn't fake. She probably legitimately died, and they just brought her back to life with whatever weird medicine she's sticking in herself currently. Is Vaughn gone for good? I don't know. I didn't hear that he was out, but I haven't really looked at like soap news. It seems a bit over the top to have Vaughn like taken away for just like sleeping with another agent. Like we didn't see Robert and Anna do that for years. I mean, it seemed like he's gone. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll have to see. I mean, Jocelyn's going to notice that he's missing, for sure. And, you know, not returning her calls and all this stuff. But, I don't know. I don't think we've seen the total last of Vaughn yet. But yeah. Hopefully, maybe Britt will confide in Liesel. You know? That's her mutter. That's her mutter, and they were close once, and you know, I feel like she is so heartbroken that her mom hates her for this lie. But you know, if anyone would seek revenge against Faison's people, it's Obrecht at this point. So we'll see. Thought he might just beat him up, Vaughn getting beat up. That's possible. Yeah, I don't think they would just like do away with the character. I really don't. But Jack is just scummy, man. Kudos to Laura Wright, by the way. She plays like the repulsed but trying to hide it sort of vibe so well. Like, just in the way, like, when she kisses him and his eyes are closed, she just looks repulsed while she's doing it. And just, like, anytime he looks away, she's just, like, looking ill, like, that she slept with him, but she has to make it believable. Her Mutier won't listen to her. Britt got a better chance with Jason. I mean, hard to say. Like, I think if Britt admits that she lied to her about faking her death and tells her the truth about it, then I think that Lisa would understand. But I do think that Jason probably has a better chance to show or to figure it out first. Probably on his own, honestly. He's already pretty easily connecting the dots, you know? Like, first of all, you know, the Five Poppies, connecting her to Dalton, and then also, like, noticing that she seems to be doing just fine with her disease, which doesn't make any sense given how she was practically falling apart the last time he's seen her. And, you know, he's kind of figuring out that maybe they have the meds that are keeping her at bay, and this is what it's all about. Carly was mad as hell this morning after that romp in the hay. Yeah. Oh, man. I love it. It's interesting. I'm interested to see where they're going to go with it. Like, how is Carly going to use this to get vengeance on him? Like, because right now she's just, like, buying time, but, like, for what? You know what I mean? It's like Valentine's still in jail, and presumably if he moves to the U.S., it's not going to change a whole lot in terms of, you know, vengeance, but I don't know. I just don't get the end game here. On another note, Laura called Kevin, and I know that John Lindstrom is on another show right now, but it just feels so weird to have Laura have an off-screen husband that hasn't been on for like a year at this point. Like, I would have rather... I mean, maybe he didn't know that he was going to have staying power on Beyond the Gates. And I don't even know what his character is up to on there, just because I haven't watched since the show first started, really. And how pivotal he is in the role. But they need to either bring him back or find a way to break them up. Carly will help Valentine break out of prison when he's back in the U.S. Yeah, but... And do what? What, kill him? Like, I don't know. I don't see that boding well for either of them. We haven't seen Ace. Ace is probably in high school by now. They've probably aged him out, you know? He's in boarding school, something, I don't even know. His character is a mobster. But yeah, I guess time will tell. Time will tell. Also, like, kind of going back on the Dalton story, I was really enjoying, like, seeing the kids sort of get some meat in story finally, only for it to really be taken away by killing Dalton. So it's like, well, I mean, this might get dropped because they can't find Dalton, and you know, it's like, it's a bit, I don't know. It feels a bit like we got cheated out of a good story with the kids. But we'll see how things pan out from here on out. Kevin is a gangster on BTG. I know the character he plays because I did see a bit of him. But how pivotal to the show is he? That's what I'm wondering. Let's see. Other things I wanted to touch on. Let's quickly talk about Michael and Willow. The story is getting more and more annoying each day. Because it's like, you know, Michael, sure, he faked his alibi because we know he was near Drew's house around the time that Drew was killed, but he didn't do it. Willow, I don't know. Like I'm still like thinking it's a strong possibility that she shot him and blanked it out. But assuming she did what she said she did and just drove around just to clear her head and came back to the hospital, like, who else would it be? I don't think it's Curtis. I don't think it's anyone that we have on the suspect list, and I don't even think it's Portia either. I don't know. The storyline is taking too long to get to who did it. Because I don't think... I feel like most of the audience also feels like it's not Michael or Willow. Or that they think it's Willow and she's blocked it out of her memory because she's mentally unsound right now. But it's like... I don't know. Jacinda, straight for the cash team. I don't know. I don't buy that she was like with Ezra that night. I don't know. I'm not convinced. Kaiwan, you still think it's Brad? But for what? What did he... What motive would he have to kill Drew? Drew gave him millions of dollars to run away. Like, there's no motive there. Like, zero motive. Like, I know that they keep mentioning Brad, but it's not clearly Brad, because there's no motive for Brad to kill Drew. There really isn't. Willow did it and blocked it out. She has lost her mind. I mean, that's the most obvious thing to me. And first of all, we also seen, like, the silhouette looked like Willow. Steve Burton himself said it in his podcast with Bradford Anderson, and like when it aired. And that's how I feel. I was like, the shadows so like totally looked like Willow. It didn't look like anyone else. My mom thinks it might be Curtis's father, but I don't know. Marshall's been out of town on tour. I mean, I guess it's a good cover, but like, there'd be proof of it. But I don't know. I don't know. Like, truly, I don't know what else to say about it. It's just, I just want GH to get to the point and get us the reveal so we can move the story along, because it feels like it's at a standstill, and they're just putting like this fluffy stuff about like, oh, Jacinda and Michael. I think they're gonna fall for each other. I truly do. People say that, but the hair is longer and then the silhouette than Willow's. Well, why would Marshall do it? I don't know. Well, because he knows that Drew has really been like tearing Portia and Curtis apart. Like, he kind of knows the whole story there. Detective Chase is on the case, though. All he's doing is proving that Michael's alibi is false. He's not trying to prove who actually did it. So he's not really on the case. At all. Why would you think Jacinda's gay? Like, there's no, like, inkling that she is. Yeah, Pretty Woman style. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Michael and Jacinda actually have really good chemistry compared to like Chad's Michael and Abby. Like, when I think about, like, I guess the most comparable relationship of this stature. Chase thinks Michael did it, but we know he didn't. Like, that's the thing. We know he did. The audience knows that he didn't do it. So it just feels ridiculous. It's ridiculous to assume that he did it. I think Michael probably tried to frame Willow just as a means to an ends kind of thing, but I don't think he did it. And maybe Michael doesn't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Michael doesn't even think that Willow actually did it, but I think she did. And so he's just trying to frame her for it, but really she did it anyway. I don't know. But yeah. I just don't think so. It is ridiculous. Yes, it is. Um, one other thing I want to talk about. Brooklyn and Gio had a moment. He called her mom. It was sweet. Because Dante was royally pissed at him for getting Rocco into this mess. Even though Rocco pretty much acted on his own, all he wanted to do was get them to be a distraction, and Rocco took it upon himself to go into the lab himself with Danny and Charlotte in tow. But yeah, I do not know. I do not know. It looked like a short bob in the silhouette. Yeah, to me it looked like a short bob too. Mind you, like Willow would have been out in the rain, so it would have flattened the bob a little bit, wouldn't it? But we'll see. We will see. That was sweet, but a little fast with Gio calling Brooklyn mom. I think in his own way, I think he could tell that Brooklyn needed some comfort because she's on edge with Ned. You know what happened with Ned, his heart attack. Tracy being out of town, having to lie to Tracy, seeing Dante's sort of attack on Gio. I think he was just trying to comfort her because I think no matter what, I think Gio obviously started to understand that she made the best decision that she could, and that he was wanted, but she listened to her mom and grandmother's advice, and you know, I think he's kind of seen the light on that, and that kind of happened when Ronnie was still in town, and he's just a little bit scared to sort of really see her as family because, you know, the feelings that he has towards the mom that raised him. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a sweet moment. Even her, or even him holding her hand and comforting her. Hopefully he understands it now. I think he does, and I think we learned that sort of at the end of the Ronnie storyline. But it's just, you know, he's probably got to sort of figure out his feelings towards his mom and his mom. Yeah, I don't ship Jacinda with Christina. No, I don't see it. I do not see it. I get it, Kaiwan, but I don't know. Yeah, I think that Gio and Emma should have stepped up and turned themselves in for it as well. I mean, they didn't go into the lab, obviously. They didn't do the breaking in. They were just planning to. Like, they came up with the plan. There should be some consequences there for them as well, but I don't know. All of it is pretty much mute because Dalton is dead. But I guess we'll kind of see, because Gio and Emma are now aware that there is another lab where animals are being tested on. But I don't know. He's dead, so who cares? What does it matter now? No one's going to be testing on animals unless it's Brit. I don't know. A girl being torn between a brother and sister. I'd rather not see it, to be honest. Me, who would love gay storylines on the show, I just don't see it with Jacinda. But I guess anything can happen. Anyway, I think that's kind of all the sort of points that I wanted to sort of talk about today. Sidwell was involved too. Yeah. Time will tell. But yeah, I didn't want to make it too long of a live stream. I just wanted to share my thoughts because I had so much, I had things to say. But now we'll kind of be back into our regular programming of like Sundays. Because things aren't going to be as crazy now. The last month has been crazy between my show, the 10-second epic shows, filming gigs, this and that, and my uncle coming here over the weekend with his dog while all this was happening. Like, I was just the chaos of it all, you guys, was crazy. But now things are kind of simmered. The band is not disbanded, but we're taking a break. We're taking a break to deal with our life stuff. And then we'll revisit I'll revisit doing music again at the end of summer. Although there's still some music stuff left before that. But there's just no live performances until much later down the road of next year. What kind of dog does he have? I don't know the exact breed, but very similar in size and stature as my own dog. And maybe, like, definitely some kind of poodle mixture. Mine's a schnauzer doodle. A schnoodle. And the dog is not quite that, but very similar looking. I did post a picture of the two of them kind of standing up on a little stool there on my post, I think, yesterday. Yeah, I don't know. Very, very cute dog, but so, like, anxiety filled. Like, anytime my uncle would leave to go do his arm wrestling, that dog was in full-on panic mode, thinking that Brian was going to leave forever. And to that end, like, the dog comes like a couple times a year. So it's not new. And the dogs, for the most part, I think, get along. But I think Toffee, my dog, likes to play more than my uncle's dog, Tika. And Tika's younger, which is so, like, I think Toffee just likes to... Toffee's such a, like, tomboy doggo. They're both girls. But I don't know. Toffee likes to play rough a little bit. Although Tika is definitely mischievous. Like, we had to, like, Tika-proof our house so that Tika doesn't grab things out of the garbage and, like, off of the shelves. Toffee doesn't do any of that stuff. Like, she's like chaotic in her own way. Like, she's just really excited when anyone gives her any attention, but, like, she's not gonna, like, go through the garbage or, like, grab things from the shelf. She won't even, like, scratch on the door. She's too scared to come down the stairs, which is why you never see her in my live stream. She will not come down the stairs. My uncle is, like, a big burly guy, so he'll, like, carry her down the stairs when he's here. And, like, that is when... And she just goes crazy when that does happen. But she will not come down here on her own. You said my sister has a lab and thinks he's a big overgrown baby. He goes nuts over seeing animals on TV, especially dogs. I don't know. Toffee will see animals on TV and just kind of stare. Like, she's like, she can tell it's like a television. I don't know. She doesn't think there's like a real dog like barking at her or things like that. It's just she pays attention. But God forbid if there's a dog outside of our window and she'll go berserk, just like screaming in terror and like angrily. And she's like the sweetest dog, but like God forbid a dog pass the window. In the dog park, she's like the most popular dog there. And everyone loves to play with her, and all the people with their pets love her too. But it's like, no, if it's in the window, if she's in the car, like there's no... It's insane. It's insane. All right, but enough about the doggo. We'll have to have a chill live stream sometime where we're just like chit-chatting about nothing. But in the meantime, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'll see you guys next Sunday for the next live stream. If you liked this live stream, give it a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to, and I will catch you guys next weekend or this weekend. Good night. Mwah.